only one out of the three seed different types of plants I planted survived. I think this is the pumpkin. I'm not sure. I planted cantaloupe, watermelon, and pumpkin. And I only have that. But I just wanted to do an update about something that's been going on in my life. And I didn't want to post it because after my last post, I just feel like I must have got Satan mad or something, because he's been throwing every satanic thing he can possibly throw at me, and I've just been really going through it these last few weeks, and I feel like I'm a little more prepared. But anyways, I just wanted to share a dream I had last night, and some of it was personal, but I guess I can just share the rest of it. I don't know where I was, but I guess I was at a friend's house, and her house was kind of like, it looked like a shack. It looked like a little shack. And she had to steal water from her neighbor because she didn't have water. So she had a water hose connected to her neighbor's hose. And so her and another friend, I guess they walked away. And I was still there with the water hose, and I heard the neighbor coming. So I disconnected her hose and I threw it away. I threw her hose to the side. And so after that, I walked to catch up with the rest of them in the back, and after that I was talking to them about where we're gonna spend Christmas. And I think my kids told me, I want to go to the Montoya's house, and those are people from my old church where I used to live. But I was like, I know it has to mean something else. I know it has to mean more than just the people. And so I looked up the name, and their last names means hills and valleys. And I was like, wow. And it just reminded me of the song Hills and Valleys by Tory Wells. And I was like, wow, and then we all ended up going to church, and I saw my cousin there, and I was happy to see him. And his name means lame, and I have seen him in another one of my dreams where there was a lot of fire around me, and he was there praying with me and my dad. And my dad's name is Jesus. A lot of Spanish people name their kids that. Well, anyways, I took their names metaphorically, not as the actual person, but as the name. So it was me, Jesus, and the lame. And so in this dream, it was the lame and me sitting at church, but we had our backs to the pastor for some reason. Like our chairs were facing the opposite direction. And I was like, even in my head, I was like, why are we sitting this way? And then he's like, okay, I'm going to go sit with my other family. And I was like, okay. And so I went, I sat with my family, but facing forward. And then I was just like, well, I just kind of try to make sense of it, of all the metaphoric things that were happening. And then my brother sends me a text this morning, and he says that God told him to tell me that stop judging myself so harshly. And God judges differently than everyone else. And I judge myself really harsh. Because I feel God gave me a platform, and I just judge myself so terribly. Because I know people are judging me just the same. But God's thoughts are not our thoughts, and his ways are not our ways. And he judges so differently. He sees everything. He sees everything from our heart and our actions. Well, anyways, that kind of just confirmed what I dreamt, that God's gonna turn me around. God's gonna turn my life around, my situation around. And I believe it. It's time. Oh, I forgot to add, in my dream, I dreamt when I was at the church, and I had sat the other way, and we were getting ready for Christmas, a Christmas performance, I guess. And in my head I was like, oh, quick, like, we have to do something, we have to get a band together, because I've always liked to sing, and I was in a band before in my old church. And I'm like, quick, we have to get band together, we have to start practicing so we can at least perform. So basically what I got out of the dream was that personal word for me, but then also for other people. Like, whatever it is that you want to do for God, do it now. If you wanted to go share the gospel at the prisons, do that. If you wanted to go feed the poor, do that. If you wanted to tell about your dream or the gospel on YouTube, but you never really could do that, just ask God for boldness to do that. Or those family members that you always, or friends or neighbors you want to tell about Jesus and love, whatever it is that you always wanted to do in these last days. Like, this is it. This is the last call. And I encourage you, please do the right thing and share the gospel. And no matter what you've done, if you're not a Christian, you're hearing this, Jesus will forgive you, and just turn away from your evil ways and ask God to forgive you, and to believe that he is the true Son of God, and that you believe him as your true Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ, and he will save you and help you. And just have a good day, and I pray everything comes out right, and that we have the boldness to do what God has asked us to do.